Well, here's another quick garden update. Start out with my wife's been harvesting her lavender here. You can see she hangs it out and dries it. And then she's been sewing up these little bags. First she does one of her little needlepoint designs on the front of these pieces of fabric and sews up these little bags and fills them with the lavender and a little bit of rice mixture. And she makes big ones for the closets and little ones for the drawers, and everything in the house just smells so good right now. So she's been having a lot of fun with that project. I've been keeping busy out in the garden here, and you can see everything still growing good. Here I am just thinning out some beets again. It's like a constant thing now to thin down the veggies to allow them enough room to get to grow to a larger size. But in the meantime, we've been enjoying all the thinnings, and it's getting to the point where we get the beet greens and even some small beets to enjoy with them now. These Tricolor Beans, I've been picking them for about a month now, and they've been really good, but kind of getting near the end of them now. They're not producing a lot anymore, but they're still a real tasty treat. So we've been eating a lot of them lately also. Every day, a trip from the garden, you bring down a plastic bucket and you bring a bag full. The Japanese beetle traps have been catching some of them, but they really haven't caught all of them, so I'm still seeing a lot of damage that I'll show you later. But the zucchini started coming in now, and they're just coming in by the bucket load every day. We get zucchinis and yellow squash, and if you miss one day and go down the next day, they're just overgrown and giants, and every day is a new harvest like this. It's really great to see everything coming in, and got my first crock of pickles here that I started a couple days ago, and they're really good too. And here you can see what the garden looks like. That's the top of it, and here's all the tomato plants and stuff. And my favorite sunflower actually got knocked over in the wind last night. The thing was about 10 feet tall and had a lot of big branches with about 25 really beautiful flowers on it, but just couldn't stand up to the high winds that we got, so it just snapped it right off, even though I had it tied to that short post there. So every day is another bin of fresh veggies from the garden. We've been trying to use them up lately. I did dig up my garlic that I planted last fall, and that did grow really good. And it's a really great garlic. I don't know what type it is. It just came from Tractor Supply, but it's really good. And the shallots are just about ready to come out, and you can see here's some more potatoes here that are just kind of starting to die off a little bit, so I'm going to be taking them out shortly. And these are a Belgian red pepper, they call them, and they'll be turning red shortly, but the plants are just actually loaded with them right now. They're doing really good. They just love all this sunshine. My habaneras don't really have any peppers on them yet. They just have a lot of flowers, so I'll wait and see. These are little decuno, little Italian stuffing peppers, like a real thick wall pepper, and you can see that they're just starting to get loaded with peppers also. So another couple weeks will be buried in peppers. And these are the bell type peppers that are just starting to come in, and you can see the plants really are doing good this year. And the carrots, 2 bins of the carrots there. We've been just enjoying the thinnings from them. And the basil has taken a pretty good beating from the Japanese beetles, but there's still plenty for us to enjoy. So I'm just gonna pull out my shallots now, because you can see they're starting to kind of die back and dry out and stuff. So I figured by pulling them out, I just won't have to water them anymore, and it'll save me some water. So I did get a nice bowl full out of that little bin there, so that was a good harvest for this year. Now, I didn't plant any sunflowers this year, but these are just seeds that fell from last year's sunflowers, so you can see there's quite a few of them around the garden, and they're starting to get quite big now, and the bees are really enjoying them. So now here I'm gonna dig up those potatoes that I showed you. Another bin. I just want these are real little sweet potatoes when they're this small, and This bin was just some old leftover potatoes that I had in the spring that I threw in the ground. So, I just let them grow till they get just be a nice, small, sweet, baby potato like. And, oops, I got one. And then I'll dig them up and enjoy them. For keeper potatoes over the winter, I'll just go down to the public market and buy a 50-pound bag for like $10 or $12. But these are really, a super enjoyable potato for just making like salt potatoes, or even throwing on the grill, or just making potato salad out of them. So I've got several different varieties in there, and you can see I cleaned that out, and I got maybe about 16 or 17 pounds of potatoes out of there, and they're all nice, tender, sweet babies. And there's those red peppers again that were right next to the potatoes. You can really see the number of peppers on there. Now the eggplants across from those peppers there, they're starting to get some eggplants. I forget what type this is, but you can see there's eggplant forming on there, and a lot of flowers starting to form. This next bin is New York type eggplants, and they're just starting to get some small eggplants on there also. And the last bin was like a little finger type eggplant that for some reason every time the flowers form, the bugs chew them off, so I'm not sure if we're going to get any of them. And these here are the Jimmy Nardello peppers. They're a pimiento, a real sweet red pepper when they turn. That they're doing good too. And you can see all the marigolds are growing great. And if you look back there, you see those were 2 boxes of cucumbers that I planted. And you can see they've pretty much taken over the whole area. And it's a constant battle now just to keep them picked every day. We're out there getting a half bucket of cucumbers or so, and just trying to figure out ways to use them up right now. They're just it's been a real battle trying to keep enough water on them too, so that they don't get bitter. So we are getting a good harvest from them. And here's some banana peppers. You can see they're ready to eat now too. And behind them, there's some of the Japanese soyo long cucumbers that should be coming in soon. And my pole beans I've got in here have been taking a beating. The Japanese beetles really love them, and I've kind of used that as an area to go kill beetles every night, but somehow they just keep appearing. Lucky I have extra beans. And the okras really started to take off all of a sudden. That was real short the last time I showed it to you, and that just, just likes this sunshine. And there you can see the kind of damage that the Japanese beetles do to the beans. And there's some marigolds, and the early onions are starting to, dry up, and they're pretty much done for the year. And there's a rainbow chard that we've been trying to keep up with eating that also, and that's been real good. The Anaheim Peppers, they're about over 2 feet tall, and really they're loaded with peppers now. Pretty soon I'll be, freezing up another batch of them like I showed in the video last year. And these are those Tricolor Beans right here again. The harvest on them is starting to slow down, so I'm probably just going to pull them all out just so I don't have to water them anymore, because, there's really not that many being produced anymore. And the edamame soybeans are really taking a beating from the beetles also. Beetles really like them, and I just can't seem to, I kill a batch and then they're right back in 15 minutes. So I guess I've got to let them have their way. So you can see pretty much in the raised bed area there, everything's doing good. And, every day is another haul from the garden to deal with and have some more fresh veggies to eat. Pretty soon you can see these are tomato plants that I planted in here, and those beads that I redid, that plastic wood is really holding up good. No sign of any kind of damage at all yet. And marigolds are loving all the sunshine also. These are the Paul Robeson tomatoes that I started. They're the our favorite dark tomato. Oh, they are just so flavorful and good. And then there's these are the atomic grape tomatoes that we tried for the first time this year, and they're supposed to be a blue tomato, and you can see they're just starting to turn now, so another couple days we should have some of them. And then there's a They're called a German lunchbox. Small tomato. They're supposed to be real tasty. That they're doing real good now. I've never tried them before either. And then the old favorite, the Amish paste tomatoes. There's a couple of them back here, and they're really doing good. They're just loaded with, the tomatoes right now, waiting to turn. It's funny how all the tomatoes that I planted over here on this row in the, pretty much 100% compost are doing so much better than the ones out in the main garden where it's just dirt and compost mixture. But you can see pretty much why I like to raise beds. I think they're just so nice and so easy to take care of. And the sunflowers just look so pretty now. I'm thinking I must have a hive of bees in the woods behind the garden or something, because I have never seen so many honeybees in my life as I have this year. They're just amazing. And here's again, I just pulled another handful of carrots. These are what I call baby carrots, not that stuff you get from the store. And going outside, there's my pumpkins, and there's pretty much all the tomatoes. And around the compost bin there, I had planted more potatoes, and I'll show you what happened to them in a couple minutes here. But basically, all the tomato plants are doing good. As you can see, they're really dry. I've been trying to keep water on them, but I've been putting hundreds of gallons of water a day on the garden. Just getting worried that you never know how long the well is gonna hold out. So I haven't really. I've just been giving them enough, I think, to keep them alive. But they're still doing good, and they're still growing fruit, but they're starting to dry up a little bit, the plants. So far, they all look really good, and no major problems yet. And then if you look up there, where these are all the squash I have planted, like between 6 and 8 feet apart. The pumpkins in the back there, and then the Long Island cheese pumpkins, and the butternut squash, and the red orange butternuts, and they're all, you can see, taking off and doing really good. Starting to see some signs of squash bugs, but that happens every year. And this is a row with the zucchini and yellow squash in it, and they've just been providing way too many squash. The lima beans there got some weeds in them now I have to try to deal with soon, and you can see the strike beans here have just started coming in, and we've been picking some of them, and for some reason I seem to be losing quite a few of them to rabbits, it looks like. So I'm gonna have to try and do something about that. Hopefully the coyotes will take care of that for me. But pretty much you can see everything is really doing good. It really loves all this sunshine, and just a matter of trying to keep enough water on it to keep it from dying. So this hose and watering can have been getting a really good workout the last probably about 6 or 7 weeks. Every storm's missed us. So then here these potatoes are on a compost pile, and I went to dig them up, and if you look at them, every single one of them was eaten, and you can see there's little mole tunnels all throughout them. So I guess the moles got them. And it's another load up to the house, and I spread the potatoes and shallots out on a piece of cardboard in the sunshine. I'll let them dry out for a day before storing them, and every day is another stack of zucchini and more canning going on. I'm doing some videos of the new stuff that we do, but I just don't want to repeat all the ones that I've done in the past. So we've been keeping pretty busy with that. My wife just made some sweet zucchini pickles this morning, and she wouldn't let me film her though, so I'll wait to see how they are. The shallots there, they're all pretty much dried out now. I cut the tops off and ready for the root cellar, and the garlic's getting ready for the root cellar too. So this is kind of the first batch of stuff going down there. And that first batch of pickles that I started the other day, I started putting them, they're really at the flavor that we like them. They're like a half sour now, so I'm just going to put them in some of these half-gallon jars, and I put them down in my beer fridge, and that pretty much stops the change of flavor of them for a while. So we'll enjoy them for the next couple weeks. In the meantime, I actually did start another crock full today, and probably going to do another one tomorrow. They really are a good flavorful pickle at this point. So, pretty much I just thought I'd, share this for you. You can see we've really had our fill of veggies the last couple of weeks since the last video that I did. Everything is just doing fantastic, and it's getting hard to keep up picking it all and stuff, but somehow we're managing. The bugs are eating some, but luckily we planted extra, figuring we were going to lose some to them, so it really doesn't worry me all that much right this moment. It's always fun kind of watching everything grow from the seeds that you planted in the ground earlier. And, this is the time of year when all that work in the, the early part of the season really does pay off, and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. There's nothing like the flavor of fresh picked veggies, and you can probably see now why I really enjoy using these raised beds and boxes and stuff. You fill them with compost, and they're just so productive, so easy to take care of, and they're kind of a joy to watch them grow bigger than everything that's growing out in the garden, just because of the quality of the soil and the drainage and everything. And I'm still waiting for my first tomato sandwich, and hopefully that'll be soon. I'm really looking forward to trying these blue atomic tomatoes for the first time. So, there you can see it. I'm actually at the point where I'm starting to tear some stuff out, and sunflowers will probably be gone in a short period of time because the sun made them grow so fast. But, every day is a bucket of veggies to enjoy. Pretty much it's kind of all overgrown now, and just praying that nothing happens to the tomatoes from this point on, because it looks like it's going to be a good harvest. And you can see some stuff's going in the root cellar already, getting ready for winter, even though it's a long ways away. And every meal has been fresh veggies from the garden lately. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.